This is Zach Moss, NFL running back and former Utah Utes running back. You're listening to the Utah Utes Football Digest, the source for Utah Utes football. Go Utes.
Joseph, back with the Utah Utes Football Digest. Sorry on the delay on this video. It has been a super busy week. There's been so much going on with Utah picking up the new recruits. I had to make videos on that. And I think a lot of us coming into this Arizona game, I don't think we should take them lightly. I think we need to be on top of our game. They're coming off the first win. But overall, just looking at the two teams, I think it's obvious that Utah is a significantly better team. And realistically, if we lose this game, it's because we came in and didn't take them seriously and didn't bring our A game. And that's kind of just my comments on that. I'm going to break down a good amount of stuff here, guys. I do want to say one thing. I'm not going to be breaking down all the PFF grades. I wanted to this week, and I wanted to break them all down. For some reason, the site is running so slow right now, and all the other sites are running fine. Just PFF is lagging like crazy. I don't know if it's PFF or they're blocking it because I'm screen recording or what it is. So I couldn't tell you, but just some weirdness there. But first thing I want to take a look at, guys, is Tayvion Thomas. I'm super excited for this guy to hit the field tomorrow. This is going to be fantastic. The guy is averaging 6.1 yards a carry. 6.1 yards a carry. You know, just a beast, a long of 58 yards, 742 rushing yards on 122 attempts, 14 touchdowns. Wow, that is fantastic. He is, I would feel confident saying before this season's over, this guy is going to break the record. Let's see what that record is. I think it's 15. Rushing. All right, I think it's 15. I just want to triple check. Check that out. So not only is Tayvion Thomas looking like he's breaking a record, you know, TJ Pleasure broke that record last week for the 96-yard touchdown run. Before that, it was a 74-yard touchdown, was the longest ever. Okay, not this one. Let me go back one page. Let's see, rushing touchdowns in a season. Okay, I can't find the number, but they were showing it, and I believe it's 15. So I think there's a really good chance by the end of the day tomorrow that Tayvion Thomas is the all-time rushing touchdown leader in Utah Utes football history. That's insane considering the guy basically sat for 2 games because of his fumble problem and the fact that we still have 2 games left in the season after tomorrow. So, you know, we got to see everything that happens, and we still got to take this game super seriously. But really exciting. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to pull it up, but Tayvion Thomas is also the #1 graded running back in all of college football right now, according to PFF. We have got a real one, to say the least, guys. The Tayvion Thomas, as much as Cam Rising is the heart and soul of our team, Tayvion Thomas is the heart and soul of this offense. The guy is a monster, and he's someone you want to get as many carries as possible to. Couldn't be happier with the performance we've seen. Another shout out for Utah, guys. We are at 6.2 yards a carry as a team. The #1 rush yards per attempt in the country for our team. That is so fantastic, guys. I couldn't be more ecstatic about that. And over the last 3, we're averaging 7 yards per rush. The only team with us is Virginia, and it drops off real quick after that. But overall, in the entire season, we're at 6.2 yards a game. I see that number getting even better after tomorrow, guys. If this O-line comes looking like how they looked last week with that rush, the run game and the run blocking, I see us tearing these guys up. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the different stats. So when we're looking at rush yards per game, I was actually showing this to a coworker of mine. He'll probably know who I'm talking about. We are averaging 223 rush yards per game right there, right? But the crazy thing is we're already number 11, right? At 223 rush yards per game. That's fantastic. One of the best rushing teams in the country. Look at what happens when you click this last 3 button. So this is over the last 3 games, the average rush yards per game. We are at 306.3. That is insane. Check out the next best team over the last 3, 264. So we have them beat by more than 40 yards average per game. This Utah team is on fire, and I don't think it's an understatement to say, or an overstatement to say, that we have turned a corner. We are no longer just the team that went from struggling at the beginning of the season to being a pretty good team. We have turned a corner to be a legitimate contender against any team. If you disagree, feel free. I just know what I'm watching out there. I know what good football looks like, and this is what it looks like. And while we're checking this out, let's take a look at Arizona. Arizona. Okay, so Arizona rush yards per game, kind of struggling, right? 142.4 on the season, 185.3 over the last 3. So neither one of those numbers are, incredibly impressive. Where our weakness is that people can run the ball against us, but I don't think with those numbers we should be too concerned about them running the ball against us, right? And now let's take a look at Arizona's pass yards per game. All right, boom. Okay, so 85th in the country, 210 on the season, 176.7 overall. From what I understand with Arizona, the reason they're struggling passing so much is they have quarterbacks coming in and coming out. They're really not sure what to do there. And then I would imagine this number is not going to look great for us. See, we're 85th, so we're not looking too hot either. We're still one above Arizona. But either way, we're not looking too hot either with that. But I think if you've been watching the games, I don't think that is necessarily from our inability to throw the ball, which we could be better at, honestly. I've seen plays where I felt like we could have done a little better throwing the ball. But I think the majority of the reason for that number being as low as it is because we have been destroying teams with the run game. We've had no reason to throw because if we throw, we let them back in the game. We don't drain the clock. And when we're running, it seems like nobody's able to stop us. I think that's fair to say. And then let's go ahead and look at some more numbers here, guys. So rushing defense, opponent rushing yards per game. I'm going to guess our number improved here. Yeah, so 153.2. I do think we are, it's about right. And that jumped up a good amount. I think we were 77 last week. I think that jumped up a good amount after last week because we really kind of shut Stanford down and were able to do whatever we wanted against that team. I mean, it was clearly that we came ready to play and put on a national showcase. And then oh my God. So Arizona is number 91 in the country at rush defense at 177 yards per game. And over the last 3, that has improved a lot at 117 yards per game. But either way, guys, I think we are poised 91st in the country at run defense. I think either way, we are poised to go out there and run the ball all over these guys. Maybe that sounds cocky, but I'm just being realistic what I'm seeing when I look at these numbers, right? And now let's take a look at opponent passing yards per game. Arizona is actually really good against the pass, huh? Check that out. So they're the 20th best team against the pass. Well, we'll run it down your throat. And obviously, I'm kidding there a little bit. I do believe we are going to run it down their throat, but I do think that's worth looking at, right? I wonder how much of that comes from teams being able to run the ball on them so well, or how much of that is them just actually being a good pass defense. I'd imagine it's somewhere in the middle, but I think looking at that number, we're probably going to want to be focused on running the ball against them. This is really awesome to see, so check this out. So we are the 31st best team against the pass. That is awesome to see. I think our defense has really turned a corner as well recently. really feel like they've come together much more as a unit. We're not seeing bad angles. We're not seeing corners letting guys wide open downfield. I just think that's a really good sign for our team. So that's kind of where we stand right now, guys. I'm going to be real with you. If I'm being honest about what my prediction for this game is right now, I'm going to say that Utah wins. Obviously, I don't think we should take them lightly. I'm taking them lightly because I think our team is that much better than them. But I don't think our team should take them lightly. We have to come out. We have to strap up. We got to hit them in the mouth every play. And we have to earn every win, right? No wins are given. This is Division I football. But really exciting. So I think overall, looking at those numbers we just looked at, especially how they struggle against the run, I see us winning this game pretty big unless we just take our foot off the gas completely. My prediction is going to be 42-10 for Utah. And I think a lot of their yards are going to be garbage time yards where they're just, we're bending and not breaking, and they're able to put up some numbers. I mean, predictions are tough sometimes. I mean, who would have guessed that we would have just destroyed Stanford like we did last week? But now, before we get out of here, guys, I do want to just take a look at the Pac-12 standings. So take a look at the Pac-12 North. Oregon's right up there at the top, with Washington State kind of breathing down their neck a little bit, huh? And that was one team that we actually struggled against, right, when Cam Rising first started. And I think a lot of us thought, well, Washington State's not good, but it's more Cam Rising's first game as the starter, so maybe he's just struggling a little. But it looks like it's turning out Washington State is actually a good team. And they have a shot at winning the Pac-12 North. And if we have anything to say about it, maybe we could hand another a loss to Oregon and, tie that thing up. But what I want to focus on is the Pac-12 South. So we have the tiebreaker over Arizona because we have the win on them. We're at 5-1 in conference play. There's 3 games left in our season. Basically, if we lose one game and Arizona State wins out, we still win the Pac-12 South. If we lose 2 games and Arizona State wins out, they win the Pac-12 South. Now, obviously, we want to just win out and not worry about little things like this, but I'm just kind of letting you guys know where we stand right now. Realistically, I think there is a very high chance we win at least 2 of these last 3 games. Looking at our schedule, we're going, into Arizona this week, which is there's no givens, but you got to imagine that's going to be a win for us. Oregon going to be a tough game, but they're coming into Rice-Eccles. I think we have a very good shot here. Colorado, I think we're going to beat them. They're not a joke team. We'll talk about the breakdowns of these games when they happen. But I would tell you guys, I think both of these 2 games are winnable, Colorado and Oregon, and absolutely Arizona. And I think one of the other things that we really have going for us, guys, is that Arizona State, they don't have a very easy end of the season either. They're going to play Washington tomorrow. Washington is a really good squad, right? Really high power. They went toe-to-toe with Oregon last week. And then Oregon State, I think we know more than any other team in the country that Oregon State is real good. And if you sleep on them, they will run the ball down your throat all night. And then obviously they should win against Arizona. But you really never know. I mean, that's an in-state rivalry. Probably going to be a little more competitive when you add that dynamic in. But hey, either way, guys, we are poised to finish this season as the Pac-12 South champions, as long as we keep our head on straight. And I think it's very likely that we do finish the season as the Pac-12 South champions, get to that championship game, and hopefully win the Pac-12. It's really awesome to see, guys. This Utah team has done so much and turned such a corner, and really just impressed the hell out of me. I'm really excited to see where we go from here, guys. But on that note, like I said, my prediction, 42-10, Utah beats Arizona. It makes their senior night feel a little less senior and a little more freshman. Excited to see it, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Again, sorry I couldn't get you guys the PFF grades this week, but I'll do my best to get them next week. Guys, any other content you guys really want to see, feel free to comment, and I'd love to hear it and see if it's a possibility of getting it done for you guys. But on that note, I am out of here, guys. Let's go destroy Arizona tomorrow, and go Utes.